Today, I do want to review just a few questions about the assignment we had on the reproductive system. So we had an assignment on the reproductive system where you guys answered some questions. There was a reading. You guys answered questions. So that's what I want to go over. There were most of you got a 10 out of 10. Just because you got a 10 out of 10 though does not mean that you got a perfect score, right? For the most part, I do not take points off if you get questions wrong, unless you don't answer a question or there's multiple questions or you Googled something, okay? So most times you usually get a good grade, right? So some of these questions will be found on your test coming up. So make sure that if you review what you did, and if you did take notes, which I hope you did, but if you didn't, that you at least write some of this down today. We're going to review just a few questions, not all of them, and then we're going to have a review on the diagrams that you guys will do. All right. So another word for sex cells. Another word for sex cells. Does anyone remember the answer to that? What is another word for sex cells? So this is from the assignment from the 18th. So you guys can go onto on the Schoology there and open that up so that we're all on the same page.
Gametes.
Gametes is correct. Gametes is correct. The correct term for sex cells is called gametes. What is the male sex cells? What's the male? Somebody else who can answer that?
Sperm.
Sperm. Good. And the female?
Egg or ovum.
Correct. Ovum is the correct term. Now that means egg, but the correct term is ovum. Some of you, for the number one where you wrote, or the question, what's another word for sex cells? Some of you wrote sperm and ovum. And although those are the correct ones for the male and female, there's an actual term. Gametes would be the correct answer. So you might want to jot that down somewhere, where your notes are so that you're ready for this test. Okay. A girl's first period. What is the name? Some of you wrote menstrual cycle or menstruation. The reason why those were wrong is because menstruation is a girl's period in general. It's just another name for the girl's period. The menstrual cycle is the entire cycle, not necessarily just the period, that we are actually going to be learning about the menstrual cycle on Friday. But a girl's first period, there's a specific name for a girl's first period. And don't, if you're nervous to say it because you're scared you're gonna mispronounce it, don't worry about it. I've mispronounced it a million times. What was that?
Menarche.
Menarche. Good. Perfect. Good. So you're gonna need to know that. PMS. Who knows what that stands for? PMS.
Premenstrual syndrome.
Premenstrual syndrome. So it's what females experience before getting their period, before going on to menstruation. They can become irritable, and it is a real thing because hormones are adjusting during that time. Now, for you guys as high schoolers, your bodies are still growing and your bodies are still trying to figure this out. And so your cycle can be very off, and that is why you can be having or experiencing this in different times as well. And your hormones in general are just kind of crazy anyway, right? If you did not answer what it is and you just wrote what it stands for, that's something you didn't answer. So you might have gotten maybe half a point off there. Okay. So that would just explain why maybe you didn't get a 10 out of 10 on this. True or false? A circumcised penis works differently than an uncircumcised penis. What do you think? True or false? You got a 50-50 shot here.
It's false.
It is false, okay? It is just the foreskin that is removed when somebody is circumcised. It does not change the function of the penis. The biggest thing is the reason why more and more people are getting circumcised is only because there's really no need for it. And it can be more difficult to clean and keep clean. So that's really all it is. True or false? Even a mild injury to the testes or testicles can cause severe pain, bruising, and swelling. Gentlemen, true or false?
True.
True.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. And I had some guys wrote true, exclamation point, exclamation point. It is true. And lastly, true or false, the male sex hormones are testosterone and progesterone.
True.
False.
False.
It's false, okay? Male hormone is testosterone. Progesterone is the female pregnancy hormone. So that is false. So you have to read the whole thing before answering. Okay, good. So what you guys are gonna do, and I'm gonna let you guys do this on your own time. Okay. I'm gonna see how you guys do. Usually during class, I always have you guys stay on Zoom and complete an assignment. And then once you finish, you can go. I'm gonna change it up. You guys have been really good. The majority of you have completed assignments when you're supposed to complete assignments. So it's kind of going to be a little test for you guys. All right. Your assignment today, and I'm going into your class right now. It's just a review. And as you guys know, we can't learn anything new on Wednesdays. So this is just a review, and you've already seen these before using your notes and only your notes. I'm going to ask you guys to open up the assignment I just published called Diagrams Review. When you open this, you're going to see the male reproductive system diagram and the female diagram. And based on your notes, I'm going to ask you to see how you can do it. See how you do. In other words, you can take this review as many times as you want from now until the test, just like I always have, offered for you. As long as you do it, you're good. And you can do it on your own time today once we end Zoom. It shouldn't really take you guys that long. So even if you do it right now off of Zoom, you're still going to have a lot of time for your next class. So you don't have to worry about anything. If you don't do it though, we're going to have a little conversation next class. So this is a little test for the whole class. See if you guys just stay on task, do what you have to do. If there are no questions, you guys are free to go.